we're going to have to continue practicing our imagery skills today because, we've already talked about the importance of imagery early on in the season as we've had to have some of these indoor practices. And I think some of you have already seen the power of imagery. Nat, you've come up and talked to me about how it's helped you see the game differently and develop that vision that you are looking to develop. So, we're going to go ahead and continue using the bad weather as an opportunity to allow us to develop a skill even when we're not on the field, and then have it translate to helping us on the field. And I think you guys already see how that's going to help us. The skill I'm thinking about, though, is cradling. I've noticed in the first couple of games, maybe because of the pressure that goes on in actually playing a game and not, at practices, we have been self-checking ourselves, dropping the ball out of our cradle when there's been nobody around us. So the first thing I want you to do is let's go ahead and close our eyes, and let's imagine that you're standing on the game field and you're cradling the ball. I want you to think about, how does that stick feel in your hands when you're doing the cradling motion? What do your arms feel like? What does your torso feel like? Okay, so let's get that feeling in our heads. And, right now we're focusing on that internal imagery that we talked about last week. So, think about this from your perspective, right? Your feel of the stick in your hands. Now imagine the ball in that stick. So you've got the feel of it in your hands, but like the weight of the ball as it's shifting as you're cradling, what's that feeling like as you're going through this motion? You've got a couple of different things that you're feeling here. So now as you're feeling the stick in your hands and the weight of the ball, I want you to think about, like, it's late in the game, right? And that sweat's kind of dripping down. Maybe it's getting on your lip and you can taste it a little bit in your lip. Maybe it's gotten into your eye and so it's burning a little bit, and it's blurring your vision, and you can't wipe the sweat off your face or out of your eye because you've got to keep the ball in your stick and you're cradling. So what's that feel like? You've got a lot of different things going on here now. And, think about as you're moving down the field and you've got this like slight blurred vision, you've got the weight of the ball, you've got the stick in your hands, you can hear the crowd. Maybe you hear your mom or your dad cheering you on because it's late in the game and it's exciting and we've got a 1-goal lead, or we're down by 1, or it's tied, and things are getting really exciting in the field. What's that sound adding into the cradling experience as we're building here? And it makes me laugh, but you all joke about, or I joke with you, but you think that the fresh paint smells good for some reason on the field. It resonates with you that now it's time to play a game because the field is freshly painted. So get that in your mind. You've just crossed into the critical scoring area, and now you can smell all that paint that had been laid down earlier in the day for the game to be played. So you've got the stick in your hand, you've got the weight of the ball, you've got the blurred vision because of your sweat. You can hear the crowd cheering you on, and you get that sense, that smell right as you enter the critical scoring area. Like, oh man, now I'm in the area where it's been freshly painted, which means it's time for me to get ready to shoot. So that's one way we can do this. Let's go another way. Let's go to external view, right? And keep your eyes closed, but now I want you to visualize yourself. I want you to look at yourself as you're cradling. What does a perfect cradle look like to you, right? And watch yourself doing that perfect cradle. And as you're doing that, what I'd like you to do is let's go ahead and pick up our stick. You got your stick in front of you there. Let's go ahead and pick up our stick. Keep our eyes closed, but let's have our stick in our hands, and let's start doing that cradle. Make it look like that perfect image you have, right? Okay. Now, let's add the ball in so you can actually feel the weight with your eye closed, and you can feel yourself doing that perfect cradle, right? And you can, you saw yourself doing it, now you're going to go through that. But I see some of you opening your eyes, and you do this every once in a while. So take that blindfold that's in front of you, right? And let's go ahead and let's blindfold our eyes. So now, right, now we're stuck here. Now we've got to think, and we've got to have this visual image, right? And we've got the feel. And I want you to focus on, what's it feel like? Where's the ball weight? Where's the stick? Think about all of these things that we've been working on, and let's build them in a more real life like situation here, right? This is what imagery is about. Right? Imagery is about us developing a skill when we can't develop a skill, and something we can work on, and something we can get better at, and something that's going to make us a better athlete. So we've gone through this process. We're going to keep going through it. You're going to walk each other through it now on your own. We're going to pair up, and we're going to help each other go through this and talk each other through some different scenarios, both internal and external. But this is something I'm going to challenge you. The rest of this week and next week, before we have our next bad weather day, which we know it's going to happen. We're going to get some ice here soon. I want you, when you wake up in the morning, take 2 to 5 minutes and practice your imagery skills. Practice the cradling, right? Like I've walked you through it. You're going to walk each other through it now. Or pick another skill, shooting, dodging, scooping, or something else that you think you need to work on. And walk yourself through it every morning for about the next week or so. 2 minutes, 5 minutes a day, that's it. And just practice the skill of seeing yourself internally and externally. Hearing, smelling, feeling, right? What's going on. All right, great job. Let's get you guys paired up here.